a change, if you're looking for a change and you want something deeper and you really want to get to your own potential. Even though I've known her for only a very short time, the connection that I feel with her definitely seems like we've probably known each other lifetimes. And she's just been so open, so free, and really lives a life of what she teaches, she also lives by. And it's very experiential, and just so genuine coming from that place, that what she's telling you and what she's wrapping you in with love is from a place of her own experience and knowing what has worked for her, what does work, and really embraces and pushes you to reach your own highest potential. What inspired me to work with her was, I think, a combination of, I had been at a point where I had been going into different therapy work with for about the last year and a half, and while that was definitely helpful in helping me to identify what some underlying things were that I wanted to deal with and try to break through, I also realized there was something else that I needed in terms of, okay, you can identify what an issue is, but then what do you actually do to try to break free of the trauma that's associated with it? And so that really inspired me to want to work with Nina in putting some practicality around breaking through trauma, breaking through stories that we tell ourselves, and addressing them in a way that even when we do get triggered again, because we always will, how do we then even just sit with it and react in a different way that is still freedom, and in a way that's, okay, I realize my little girl self right now is being triggered. I see that. I love her. She's still safe. And you can get through this. So those were the types of skills that I really wanted to work on. And Nina just like really provided that opportunity in a way that I haven't found elsewhere right now. Experience freedom is such an opportunity to learn about yourself and learn about others in a way that is safe, because everybody is there for the same reason. It's a place that you can open up and really be seen in a way that I think when we're just kind of going through our everyday lives, everybody's dealing with their own trauma. It's so easy to get caught up into me and the stories and life that I think we can sometimes forget what is true and what is real and what is present. And the container is a dedicated space to be seen and held by other people, and to see your walls starting to break down, because it is safe and it's meant to be safe and sacred and whole. And even just going through the retreat, so much more from what I've learned, so much more from what we have been talking about on our weekly calls, that it's really putting things into practice. It's seeing how my nervous system responds when there are a lot of group dynamics at play, when there are a lot of just my own triggers in a group dynamic at play, but I can still be loved through those triggers, and I can still be held in a safe space. And that has just been, like, I really see now the beauty of a group container, because you do have, group dynamics are, they're always going to bring up stuff for everybody in some way that you may realize, or you may think and try to anticipate, but you never really know exactly how any given kind of group is going to trigger you or teach you something until you're really in it. And having that opportunity to do that, again, just like in a safe space is so powerful. And to know that like I can call on these people after this, like to hold me, to love me, and I can do the same for them. So it's really been a growing experience that I definitely will always treasure for the rest of my life. I have overcome, and I think I'm still probably in the process of overcoming, feeling like I can trust again, feeling like the relationships that I form and that I have are safe, and that we're also still human. So we're still going to mess up. We're still going to do things and show up in ways that we probably don't want to. But even in that, there is still a lot of love and trust. And that was something that I was definitely kind of missing from some of the things that I have dealt with my parents in particular, with just knowing that everybody's human and it's okay to mess up. I also have been dealing with kind of the need to want to fit in and want to feel like a part of the club and part of the any group that I'm a part of, whether that's like other friendships or at work or just any part of life. I've realized how much I really want that and how much I really do want connection, but have been so afraid to just kind of live my authentic self. And instead of always just kind of going with the flow to not mess up the dynamic or the vibe, Nina has really helped me to start paying attention to my own vibrational system and what is my nervous system actually telling me, and does this feel like a match or not? And it's also allowed me to really start trusting myself more. So I'm really learning to identify what is a yes and what is a no for me. Feel safe with that, and then start to be able to articulate that with others and set up what is a clear boundary for me and what is not. Because like I said, I think I have so often played the role of just going with the flow and tried to be like the person who can go any kind of way. I'm so flexible. And I think I lost myself in some of that. And so that, working with Nina, a big thing that I've started really seeing in myself is listening to my body, listening to my heart, and moving from a place of alignment, and instead of just the reaction. I think so much is possible. Like, I can't even probably put into words what I think is possible. I feel like having these tools, I could accomplish and do anything that I really desire. Like, I can manifest, I can live a life really of freedom that I have not had or felt in a very, very long time. I would say if you are really looking for a change and something that is practical and accessible, be open. If you are open, work with Nina. Like, she's so compassionate and so loving that you really feel safe. And I think often when we haven't felt safe, we then just don't want to open anymore. But if you're open to a change, if you're looking for a change and you want something deeper and you really want to get to your own potential of all that you can accomplish, all that you can do, and the relationships that you want to have with people, then work with Nina. She's going to do it for you. She's a miracle worker.